So as you saw, I took a little bike ride this morning, came down to the trail. It's called the River Trail at Inverhuron here. We basically start by the beach. If you see, we're right about there with the red sign. You can follow that all the way along, goes through these sand dunes, which are here, back up along the river at the top, and then you go by an old mill site, a little bit of lookout, things like that. So it's a pretty good trail. I think it's around 3 kilometers or something. You can get through it in about an hour and a half, something like that. There's a little bit of height in it. Nothing like an Algonquin trail, but a little bit for down here in southern Ontario. So let's hope to see something. I've seen porcupines, I've seen squirrels, I've seen red fox, lots of turtles, things like that along this trail. Hopefully we'll find something today. The nice thing about this trail is that it's loaded with birds. You see tons of birds, so if you're into bird photography, this trail is absolutely fantastic. Come on up if you ever get a chance. I know you'll like the hike here and the birds that you find. So here's a little tip for you. If you're going to be doing the river trail, the sign points you to go this way first. Now if you go that way, it's a beautiful hike. It goes through some sand dunes, but I always prefer to go the other way. You can go about halfway back the trail. There's an old cedar which is clearly marked. Between here and that cedar is where I've seen the most amount of wildlife, birds, foxes, porcupines, that kind of thing. And you can go halfway back the trail. If you want to do the whole thing from there, you can continue on. Or if you just want to loop back the way that you came, that's an option as well. So this is one of my favorite parts of the hike. You're in the middle of all these cedars. They feel like they've been here forever. It's like you're stepping back in time. And it just always reminds me of how there have been people living here for so many years. And in many cases, all you find is a few little foundations, old mill sites. And if it wasn't even marked, you probably wouldn't even know that it was here. But it's kind of like stepping back in time. And I certainly do enjoy seeing that kind of stuff, especially when you're outside doing these hikes. Definitely is new for this year. Must be from high water in the springtime. You can see all those trees that have been knocked down on this corner of the river. And I mean, that's what rivers do. They change the course of the land every springtime. Every time it rains, washes it out a little bit more, and then it changes. Well, it's called the River Trail because this part actually winds right by the river. And again, it's a beautiful spot to stop, get some pictures. Into wildlife, birds. There's always stuff flying around in here. Absolutely beautiful. And you get to hear the water running as well as you walk through this trail. So it's hard to tell how big this tree is behind me, but let me tell you, it's big. It's an eastern white cedar. It's about 400 years old, they think. And it's neat that this one survived the logging industry that went through here in the 1800s. So if you do this hike, you'll get a chance to come and see this tree in person. So last year when I was here, they had a sign up at the front gate. There'd been a bear in the area. And all along this path here, what you saw was in the leaves, they were all turned up in different spots. And today, you can probably tell, nothing's been turned up. And it's kind of classic for a bear, that they're rooting around for grubs, something to eat. You see an entire patch where the leaves are all disturbed. But nothing this year. No bears in the area as far as I know, and that's it. So this is the front half of the hike. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I think my favorite find going through it this time was a scarlet tanager. It was right down by the water. Got a picture. I'm not sure how good it's going to turn out. If it did turn out good or even acceptable, I'll throw it on the screen so you can see it. Lots of other birds, robins, crows, that kind of thing. You hear lots. But you don't always get to see them. So it was a good hike. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And thanks for tagging along as always.